Hello, Kathryn, and welcome.
Hi, thanks very much for having me.
Here's Kathryn Tyler, co-founder of Digital Mums. Would you tell a little bit about yourself and what made you start Digital Mums and how is it going?
So my name's Kathryn. I have had quite a random career so far. I started off as a scientist, didn't like being a scientist, so then I moved into kind of digital marketing. I decided to set up my own business because I just become quite frustrated with working for other people. And I was sitting in a cafe with my friend Nikki, who's having a similar experience. And we always knew that if we were going to set up a business, that we wanted it to be quite values driven. So we wanted it to actually solve some kind of problem that exists rather than just be, to make lots of money. That was very important to us. And we originally just started with a social media agency to support small businesses. We just realized as time went on that they didn't want the training consultancy that we were offering. What they really needed was someone to actually manage their social media platform because they didn't have the time to do it. So we quickly realized we needed a kind of an army of social media managers. And just in a brainstorming session in a cafe over a cup of tea one day, we realized that mums just were perfect for that role. They've got a lot of the skills and transferable skills already, but also the nature of the role is it's fairly flexible and you can do it remotely. So it just made a lot of sense. And that's how Digital Mums was born. And that was in October 2013 when we came up with the idea, but we were both working full-time in full-time jobs for a while after that. So things didn't really start to get going until January 2014. And so where we are now is that we've trained over 350 mums. We have 350 graduates and we've got another almost 500 in training at the moment. So we've kind of very quickly managed to cement Digital Mums, I think, as a great place to go for in-demand digital skills training.
And how has the journey been? So tell me a little bit about the backstory.
So we were interviewed the other day, and one of the really interesting things that Nikki said, which I just loved, was she said running a business is such an emotional roller coaster, and you don't want to go on a roller coaster by yourself. And that's why we always talk about the fact that we would never have got this far if we didn't have each other to kind of keep each other going, because there are lots of periods where you just think, I can't lie, I'm just going to give this up altogether. So one example is we raised private equity investment last year, and that was such a difficult kind of experience, partly because we'd never done it before, but also, we were dealing with like negotiations with people that were giving us money, and we had to really think about choosing the right people to be investors, because it's almost like marrying them. They're in your life then for the rest of your business life. But also, there's things that they wanted in the shareholders agreement that we didn't want. So, that was just a very painful experience. And then just dealing with just the forms from HMRC around, shareholder and the capital, and also the like tax relief for investors and things like that. I mean, it's almost like we had to do tag team in the end. So Nikki would do it for a little bit until she became just like fatigued, and then I would sort of take the baton and I would do it. Yeah. So that was definitely like one of the sort of, I mean, it was a high point and a low point, because obviously we got investment which helped us to scale much more quickly than we would have otherwise. But it was just a very difficult, painful process generally. And then there's also loads of, late nights and just kind of other sort of low periods. But then, you've got the really, really great emotional highs as well that come with things like getting the Red Award. And I think the most powerful stuff that we that keeps us going is when we get emails from the mums that we help talking about how we've transformed their lives. So they always come in at sort of 10 o'clock at night when we're just quite tired, and they always kind of give us the kind of impetus to just be like, come on, we can keep going. We can keep going, and we're really helping people.
So basically you allow women to create the structure for their lives that they want, so they can combine being with the family and earning some money at the same time.
A lot of the people that we train were out of work because they just couldn't find anything that was part-time that they could kind of work around their family life. So rather than sacrifice the family life and the quality time with their children, they just decided to just not work at all. But that was also making them quite unhappy. And then we also have a lot of people that are just in jobs that they're just not satisfied with. Sorry, that's just my dog. Hold on. Be quiet. Be naughty. Can't have that, it's too noisy. Sorry, I'll just start again from that. It's just having a dog in the office is just what happens. There's also a lot of mums that we've trained that are in they're in part-time work, but they find it very satisfying. You know, perhaps they were demoted. We had some mums with great careers that had become dinner ladies, or perhaps were working in a pub because that's the only thing they could find, and they just want to find a kind of a career that is actually also really interesting and exciting for them, that they're really passionate about. So there's a lot of horror stories out there, I think, for mums, and that we're hoping to transform the lives for some people around those stories.
Exactly. I'm a great believer that there's always more solutions than meets the eye. And if you make the effort, you can structure your life on a long run the way you want it. Which leads me to the next question. How do you define success for yourself?
Success for myself is highly connected to our social impact mission. The fact that our vision is about helping all mums to find their perfect work-life balance. And the social mission that we have is really core to everything that we do at Digital Mums. Yeah. So when I think of success in terms of what I'm doing on a daily basis, it's really about helping to meet that big vision. Yeah. And something that I also define as success is actually just growing our own Digital Mums team and being able to employ these really amazing women that were previously out of the workplace with their talent being wasted, and just building this really great flexible working culture. So we had our Christmas party recently where there were 39 people, and just the energy in the room and just how much they all kind of really bonded with each other around what it was that we were doing as a business is really key. And then just in a personal, thinking about it with a kind of personal lens, one of the things that I really wanted to set up a business for was to get a dog, which I now have. Yeah. If you work 9 to 5 in an office, you can't, it's really impossible to do. So that's just been a really big success for me. And also my co-founder, Nikki's also just got her dog. And the fact that we can, success for me on a daily basis is that I can go at 3 o'clock in the afternoon to take my dog for an hour-long walk, which is just really important to like my own kind of like well-being.
Oh, I love that. That is such a beautiful definition of success. I have the same thing with going riding, so I can
amazing.
Yeah, I can completely relate to that. And just to finish off, what would be your top tip for women who might have an idea but might be a little bit scared to get started?
So my top tip for woman out there is, perhaps has come up with an idea but is stuck in how to maybe move that forward, or is perhaps lacking in the confidence to kind of go and actually make it happen. I think the first thing that I would recommend they do if they've got an idea is to just bounce the idea off potential customers or their friends, just to kind of unpick what the idea actually might mean and whether it's actually going to work, like in the market. And then the next thing I would recommend they do is get a mentor. So we had mentors quite early on. So Nikki and I had never run a business before. And, we just avoided lots of pitfalls, but also got someone on the end of the phone that when we were in those moments of low confidence and feeling quite scared, like they were just available to kind of talk us around, which was really nice. So definitely, and there's loads of places you can go to get mentors. You can use your current professional network, or there's actually places that you can go online to get business mentors. There's loads of people out there who are looking to kind of give something back, people who have built and sold successful businesses. And then I think the third one is then to just actually develop a little bit of a roadmap, which I think can really help to give you the confidence to kind of achieve the next steps. Because I think if you're faced with a blank piece of paper, it's kind of quite scary to get started. But if you just sort of map some manageable goals out, then it can all just seem a lot more manageable, and will help you to kind of move forward. So I think those are the 3 things that I would recommend. So first of all, just kind of bounce the idea off potential customers with your friends, just to kind of flesh out whether it's going to work or not. Then next, find a business mentor who can really help you. And as a woman, there's lots of female business mentors who think it's nice to have a woman, particularly. And then the third one is to just do a bit of roadmap and just kind of put in manageable goals.
That sounds really good and makes it feel much more doable
Yeah,
after
exactly.
that, whatever your idea might be.
Yeah,
Well, this is
it's just whatever your idea, whether it's, a social impact idea, whether you've got a commercial business idea, or whether you want to start a charity or, a project, whatever it is, I think those things are super useful.
Exactly. Well, thank you very much, Kathryn. And we will hear more from you in our Have It All panel at the end of Festival of Doers in January.
Very excited. Brilliant. I'm
Looking forward to.
Thanks.
Thank you.